The hospital room reeked faintly of antiseptic, that sterile tang that clung to the back of my throat like grief refusing to leave. My wife, Clara, lay in the narrow bed, her once radiant auburn hair fanned across the pillow, now dulled to the muted hue of rust. The heart monitor beeped in slow, mocking rhythm, each pulse a metronome counting down her remaining moments. I sat beside her, my hand wrapped gently around hers. Her skin felt cold and fragile, like thin parchment about to tear. My vagus nerve tremored with every beep, each sound sending tiny electric shocks up my spine. Then, suddenly, her eyelids fluttered open. Those hazel eyes, once oceans of light I'd drowned in for 12 years, found me. She turned her head, slow and deliberate, and whispered, "Daniel, I need to confess." The word confess detonated inside me like a spike of adrenaline. My pulse spiked, dopamine vanished, and the primitive circuits of my amygdala flared alive. I forced a smile, though my lips trembled. "Confess what, love?" My voice was soft but barely holding steady. Her gaze slipped from mine to the fore-drip, that quiet, glistening stream of clear liquid feeding her veins. Silence filled the space, thick and suffocating, interrupted only by the monitor's steady beeping, a cruel reminder of time leaking away. "I haven't been honest," she murmured, her voice thread-thin. "Not about us." The words fractured the air. I gripped the armrest until the plastic groaned beneath my fingers. Us. The 12 years of shared laughter, nights under flickering streetlights, dreams stitched together, all trembled beneath that single word. "Clara, what are you saying?" My tone was soft, pleading, but my entire nervous system was in revolt, adrenaline surging, heart hammering against my ribs. She swallowed, the movement slow, painful. "It started 2 years ago," her eyes stayed down. "At the gallery." Her voice triggered old images, her glowing excitement when she talked about art, color, brushwork. It had always enchanted me, even though I never understood it. But now those memories rewired in my head, every late night at work, every distracted smile, every weekend she said she needed space. They all rearranged themselves into something I didn't want to see. "There was someone," she said at last, her voice cracking. "His name was Julian." The name struck like blunt force trauma. My pulse spiked, my hands went numb. "Julian." My brain instantly built his face, smug grin, confident voice, everything I feared I wasn't. I wanted to speak, to stop her, but I couldn't. The sound of her labored breathing anchored me. She was dying, and this confession was tearing her apart. "He was an artist," she continued, her breath trembling. "He came to the gallery for a show. We talked a lot. It wasn't planned, Daniel. I swear it wasn't." Her fingers twitched inside mine, a small, desperate gesture, reaching for absolution or maybe just warmth. I didn't let go, though my entire body screamed to. Talking. That's what she called it. My neurons fired, connecting fragments, her phone lighting up past midnight, her vague smiles, her locked laptop. I'd blamed it on her illness, on exhaustion. But now, every detail burned bright in my memory like sparks exposing rot. "How long?" My voice came out hoarse, low, barely human. She closed her eyes. Tears rolled down, tracing faint lines down her cheeks. "A year," she whispered. "It ended when I got sick." A year. A full year of deceit sewn into the rhythm of our life, our shared mornings, our bed, our laughter. I remembered her kisses, the way she held me, the quiet hum of her voice, all while this secret lived beneath her ribs. "Why didn't you tell me?" The words scraped out of me like broken glass. The walls felt like they were shrinking, fluorescent lights buzzing like hornets. "I wanted to," she whispered. "But I was afraid of losing you, of hurting you." I gave a hollow, brittle laugh. "And this doesn't hurt?" My throat locked mid-sentence. "Telling me now, when?" I couldn't finish. My lungs felt tight, air burning inside. Her hand clutched mine harder, her pulse faint but desperate. "I love you, Daniel. I always have. Julian, he wasn't love. It was a mistake. A weakness." The word mistake felt weightless, useless against the gravity of betrayal. My mind flickered with images I didn't want, her laughter with him, her smile not meant for me. But her face, pale, trembling, her breath shallow, stopped me from letting rage take over. I felt my anger and love collide in violent biochemical opposition, cortisol and oxytocin warring inside me. "Tell me everything," I said finally, not knowing whether I could bear it. She hesitated. Her lips parted slowly. "It wasn't physical at first," she whispered. "It was connection. He saw parts of me I thought were gone. The artist. The dreamer. You were always so practical, Daniel. I missed feeling alive." The words pierced deeper than any blade. Practical, that's what I'd been. Reliable. Safe. The emotional anesthesia she'd chosen over fire. I thought of our nights, her painting in the spare room, me typing away at my office laptop. The ordinary rhythm of a life I thought was love. "I ended it," she said, voice suddenly clearer, steadier, confession fueling her last strength. "When I got the diagnosis, I knew I couldn't keep lying. I told him it was over. He didn't fight it. He wasn't you, Daniel. He could never be you." I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But doubt crawled beneath my skin, relentless as static. The monitor's beeping slowed. My stomach dropped. Panic flooded me, adrenaline burning through my veins. "Clara," I leaned forward, tears thick in my throat. "Why now? Why tell me when there's no time left?" Her eyes found mine, raw and uncovered. "Because I couldn't leave you with a lie. You deserve the truth, even if it breaks you. I need you to know. I love you." Something inside me cracked wide open. Rage dissolved into grief. Love, stubborn, irrational love, stayed. I saw her again, not as the woman who broke me, but as the girl who danced barefoot in the rain, who cried when we lost our first baby, who believed in forever. "I forgive you," I whispered. The words burned like acid on my tongue. Did I mean them? I didn't know. But she smiled faintly, eyes glistening. "Thank you," she breathed. The monitor flatlined, that sharp, endless tone slicing the air. Nurses rushed in, but I didn't move. I just held her hand, still warm, as the truth settled over me like a shroud. She was gone, and with her, the chance to understand, to heal, to ever ask why. Days later, I found a letter hidden in her sketchbook. It was from Julian, dated a month before her diagnosis. "I'll wait for you. Whenever you're ready." My heart froze. She hadn't ended it, not truly. A second betrayal hit harder than the first. But as I sat in our empty apartment, her paintings still watching me from the walls, I realized maybe her confession was her choice, her final way of choosing me after all. And maybe forgiveness, no matter how fragile, was the only thing left keeping me alive. If this story reached you, stay. There are more truths, more hearts, and more healing to come. Subscribe, and don't miss what comes next.